Somebody save me. I don't care how you do it, just save. Y'all remember? Save. Come on. Let me tell y'all something about that theme song, honey. When that theme song started playing on my TV, I sat my ass down, and I made sure that I could see Tom Welling's face clearly, bitch, because yes, I did have a crush on that motherfucker. I definitely did, bitch. I was obsessed, huh? Oh, I was obsessed with this show. So apparently Michael Rosenbaum did an exclusive with Screen Rant to talk about the apparent developing animated series. Tom Welling had mentioned it like a couple years ago, I think in 2022. So we got a tiny bit of an update, nothing crazy. Everything is obviously in the preliminary stages. So let's get to it. Smallville star Michael Rosenbaum finally gives a new DC update on the potential series revival of the Superman TV show. It has nearly been 15 years. Oh my God, I'm old. Oh my God, I'm telling y'all, that show brings back so many feelings of nostalgia. Like, it's so crazy. And I recently, like maybe a couple months ago, like watched like half an episode of it, and I was like, oh my God, this is so cheesy, but I love it. It is so cheesy, but I love it. Okay, so it says, it has been nearly 15 years since the Smallville TV show finished its run on the CW, as Tom Welling's Superman finally took it to the skies. However, in the current age of beloved TV series getting resurrected for reboots or revivals, many have always been wondering if Smallville could ever get to that point. During an exclusive interview with Screen Rant, Smallville's Rosenbaum, who played Lex Luthor, we already know, girl, ate that role up completely. Oh, he used to piss me off. And his damn daddy too. Lionel, right? Longer than anyone else, was asked about the animated sequel show that he and Welling were developing alongside the original show creators. Rosenbaum stressed that it is a great idea, but also something that needs to happen at the right time, sharing the following about Smallville's potential chances of coming back as an animated series. So Screen Rant asked him, something that I know many of us at Screen Rant always wonder about is the potential of the show coming back. I know you and Tom spoke a year or two ago about this, but you guys were developing a Smallville animated series with the cast and creators. I know last year the strikes probably forced it to get put on pause, but is there any update you can provide us with? So Michael gonna say, all I could share is that it's a great idea. We have Al and Miles, the creators of Smallville, backing us up. Okay. When it's the right time, we'd like to go and do this. Pitch to Warner Bros. It has to be the right time, and right now is not the right time. We had the strike, we had a change of executives at DC, one being one of my best friends in the world, James Gunn. When the time's right, I think it's something that's a no-brainer. Unless they have other ideas, we'd like to do it. The whole cast would like to do it. They would voice their own character from the show, and we have a concept of what the show is. So he's saying that now is not the right time, but at the same time, he's saying we already have a concept, we already have things kind of put together. All the cast want to do it. The whole cast wants to do it. They would voice their own character, but he is saying that now it seems like he's saying they want a little more time before they pitch it. So it doesn't seem like they're not doing it at all. It seems like they're waiting for the right moment, gathering things together before they pitch it to Warner Bros. So what do you think about that interpretation of what he said? Because that's what it's seeming like to me. It's like, I don't want to promise y'all anything. Like, that's kind of what he said. Like, I don't want to promise y'all anything. Y'all already know how this industry is. Y'all know how this business is. But we do have things put together. So, you know, if Warner Bros, you know, y'all see this article, you know what I mean? Like, we are working on the shit. So that really excites me, especially because it's like, all right, give us a new medium. Just make sure the animation is good. Oh my God, please. Because after this X-Men shit, no shit. But, you know, it's just, I feel like so many things can get done easier, right? When you're talking about animation versus live action. So the idea of Smallville getting an animated sequel series could actually be far better than getting it in live action. With animation, Smallville wouldn't have to worry about budget concerns, as they could have more action and storylines included. It would also likely be a lot easier to get all the actors together to voice their characters than to figure out a schedule that would work if it were live action. That is so true, because y'all could just send y'all voice on a fucking USB drive. Y'all can send that shit on Dropbox or email, girl. Do that shit in y'all home at home in the studio and send that shit in. Smallville animated show could also lean into adapting the season 11 comic series, which is canon to the CW drama. Not only is there enough material to produce multiple episodes for a Smallville revival, but the writers could create their own stories after they have finished the season 11 arc. With Smallville's DC universe being bigger than ever, thanks to the comic, an animated sequel could theoretically last for several seasons. I don't care what y'all gotta do, just bring it back, just bring it back. Just bring it back, because after that fucking new animated show with Superman and Lois and Jimmy and all that shit, I was just like, oh God, get this shit out my face. Get this shit out my face. Give me some shit, girl. Anyway, obviously, oh, I hated that Jimmy character so much. He was such a third wheel. Oh my God, y'all wouldn't even want to give him no goddamn powers. I know it's Jimmy, but still, like, oh, girl, everywhere. Lois and Superman went in that cartoon, bitch, he would show up like, hey girl, like, I'm just like, girl, if y'all gonna do this to black characters, just don't include them at all. Don't include them at all. Okay? Damn. Okay, so obviously if Smallville was given a chance to return in live action format, that would be the biggest victory for the audience. But it is more likely that a Smallville animated show will get greenlit, which could also be a solid way to expand DC's animation library, especially in the new age of DC Studios. I mean, that is smart. That is smart. Hopefully, there will be a time in the near future when the Smallville actors get to return as their characters in one way or another. And speaking about the expanded like DC Studios and like what's coming up, or just in relation to that, because Tom Welling also spoke about just the show, the possibility of a Smallville animated show back in 2022. He said, I think there's a story that Al and Miles, of course the creators, are going to tell that's individual and new and call it a multiverse thing. He was speaking during a convention, a fan convention. He also suggested that test animation for the show already exists. So I guess it would make a lot of sense, like you're talking about, because DC Studios already trying to do, DC already had their hand in animation. I think, especially towards, I guess, earlier years, I would say DC animation just, that was a strong suit, right? Like, I would sit down when a new DC movie came out, and even sometimes still now, like, when a DC movie come out, I'm finna sit down and watch that shit. Like, DC animated movie, I'm finna sit down and watch that shit, or I was, you know? So, like, this could, like the article said, be a really good way to expand the animation library, but also it allows for multiple things to coexist within this DC animated universe if we're talking about multiverse stuff like Tom Welling had mentioned in the article I read. So just let me know what you think of all this, because like, I don't know, give me, the thing about nostalgia is that you gotta feed it, you know what I mean? You gotta really rely on it for a little bit, but also that can't be the only thing you rely on, right? So as long as we get our nostalgia fix, but also we're getting a new interesting story. Tom Welling talking about multiverse stuff. They already talking about, oh, well, you know, there is already enough material in this season 11 comic series canon to the CW drama for them to, you know, have enough material for a whole lot of seasons. So I'm just like, bring it on, y'all. We're ready. I'm ready as long as it's good. Because like I said, a lot of these reboots, a lot of these things that these big ass companies, Disney, all them hosts put up, Warner, push out, it's like, okay, y'all are only relying on nostalgia. It's not a good story. You're only relying on nostalgia. So as long as you have, you know, a mix of nostalgia plus a really fun story, really fresh new story, I don't see where y'all could go wrong. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Love y'all so much, and I'll catch y'all later. Make sure that you're going to www.zeraxia.com. When you join the wait list there on the site, you will be the first to be notified when I drop my sequel. Also, you'll immediately get chapter 1 of my upcoming sequel of the upcoming book sent to your email as a PDF. So check that out. Also, this is a different excerpt from my upcoming book. So you definitely want to pause to read if you're trying to get your life. Keep in mind that this upcoming book, this sequel, is following up the first book that is already released called Zoraxia, Wrath of the God King. I released it a few years ago. It was my introduction to writing, fantasy and stuff. So just go easy on me. But either way, as you can see here, it's given 4.9 stars. It's given 4.9 stars. So yeah, check out Zoraxia, Wrath of the God King while you wait for Zoraxia, The Vengeance of Cold Wind, right? And go to Zoraxia.com, sign up, join the waitlist, get your free chapter. Thank you so much.